join any teams. Don't join any teams. Never join any teams. Anybody coming to get you on a team, teams always sell out. Don't join any teams. Don't join no teams. Good morning. Linda's on time. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Heaven. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Good morning, Megs, Augusta, Alonzo, Muhammad, Lori. All right. Probably get in trouble today. Let's see if we get in trouble. I think I'm already in trouble. I don't see any comments. I can see him in another panel here, but I think I'm already in trouble. Yeah, it's not a good thing. They see that image and like, oh hell no, you're not gonna talk about BBS. You're not gonna do that today. I don't see any comments. It's loud. There we go. Turn that down. Let's see if things will level out. And we talk about not being on teams. Hey, good morning, YouTube. YouTube is there. Facebook, like, nope. Facebook does not like that picture. They're acting up. Who is that? Guyan? Good morning on YouTube. Facebook is acting funny. You know how it goes. And I know people are there because I saw a bunch of comments come up earlier. Lola Mar jumped over. Lola Mar is on YouTube. I'm going to talk about not joining teams. Hey, I just saw Lori share on Facebook. We don't see any Facebook comments yet. It's always good to know who you can't talk about. And that's how you know who owned the slaves, who own you. All right, so the comment there is not gonna work, but I can pull it up another way. I think we need to talk about it. We need to always like to go back to U.S.S. Liberty. I do. And sometimes you gotta spank people. Sometimes you gotta raise your allies. And you know, people get upset. Thank you for sharing, Brother Terrence. People get upset and they say, oh, well, you need to take on the Zionists. You know, and I'm just like, first of all, this is not checkers, people. This is chess. We got a world to fix. Chess. Take on the strategy. Don't make enemies in places you don't need to. Process and understand who enslaves you. And don't make enemies out of people who aren't your enemy. Don't make enemies out of all of Israel. Don't make enemies out of all of Jewish people. Don't make enemies out of all of white people. Don't make enemies out of all black people. Don't make enemies out of all Russians. Don't make enemies out of people who were just born in a different place. Stupid. That's what I want to talk about today. Talk about strategy. Think and process. We're all born in different locations. All given a good dose of ignorance. And it's just a bad idea to go ahead, hold on, try to fix this, and make enemies out of people who aren't your enemy. People who just have a little bit of different information from you. Understand this. Understand that there are protests in Israel to get rid of the particular Zionists that are in power. And there always have been. There's always voices of dissension everywhere. But psychopaths who take over control at the tops of every organization, I don't know why I gotta keep saying this. Hey, good morning, Brother Glenn. Thank you for sharing. I can't see the comments, but that's okay. I see them. I see your comments on Facebook. I just can't put them right there because they're trying to make sure that my position is one that the Global Alliance is okay with. My position is just this, is if you don't actually take a position, you can gain more allies. Right? You can go ahead and fight all the Jewish people you want. You can fight Israel. You can fight all the Zionists. And I'm going to tell you this. You will lose. That is just a fact, Jack. That's a fact, Jack. They already own the biggest military in the world, called the United States military. They already own the Pentagon. They already got how many senators and congressmen have dual citizenship. Imagine if you actually made an ally to people there who want to change the government. Imagine that, huh? Like, look at people around the world. Look at the people you call terrorists all around the world. They could be attacking America. Why aren't they? Why aren't they? Look at 9/11. Why was that attack specifically on the bankers' buildings and the Pentagon, not on downtown parks and places where Americans go to most, your little coliseums, your NBA and your, what y'all like to go to, NHL and what's the NFL, all of the coliseum games. How come they didn't attack that if they hate Americans? They're not trying to make enemies of Americans. People abroad, they seem to get it and understand you do more with more friends and more allies than you do making an enemy out of a whole group. Psychopaths always hide at the top of groups and they get you to turn on the entire group. So of course we got the BDS legislation that I don't know if it went up or went down. I actually don't really, I don't watch the news. So I don't know. I was actually looking really quick this morning. I was like, wait, idiot news. I was trying to do a quick search. Damn it, did the bill pass? Did it not pass? What happened? But the important thing isn't whether it passed or not. I don't actually care about that. I don't work for your leaders. I don't work for them. They don't tell me what to do. They don't tell me where to go. They don't tell me what to drink. They don't tell me what to grow. They don't tell me a damn thing. Now, of course, I can't say in public what I do and don't do, but I don't believe in your leaders. I don't believe in controlling human beings. I don't believe in farming human beings. I don't believe in this Milton Bradley game that we're playing. But what I also don't believe in is that if you join a team, that they're going to take on the league. If you're already on a team, you can't stop the league. You can't do anything against the stadium because you're already playing the game. Please, people, learn how this game is played. We all gonna #die if we don't figure out it's chess. It's not checkers. Did the U.S.S. Liberty get attacked by those who controlled Israel? Yes, they did. Did the U.S.S. Liberty get attacked by Jews? No. Did the U.S.S. Liberty get attacked by Zionists? They might have took on that label. But guess what? The U.S.S. Liberty got attacked by people with 2 eyes, 2 feet, 10 fingers, and you can hate all of them. And it's not going to get you anywhere near close to what you want, which is a better world. Focus on the people who are signing the paper, the people with the pens. Focus on the people who are giving the orders. Focus on the system, not the large groups of people. So somebody asked me this yesterday, and that's why I want to kind of clarify. I said, Gerard, how come you ain't going after the Zionists? Zionists ain't my enemy. They're not, right? How come I'm not going after the Jews? The Jews aren't my enemy. They already got you locked down in this anti-Semite thing anyway. Anytime you start to say anything, they can shut you up. You see my comments ain't working right here. Y'all see this, right? Look at my comments say, look, right there, right there. It's not working. YouTube, they're a little slow on the giddy up. That's why they... That's why I can see YouTube. Facebook, y'all not even here because the global alliance run your face, run your thing. You think you can control anything? There's a reason why I can't find nowhere whether or not the BDS thing passed or not. Is it BDS? BDS. Whether or not that passed or not, people trying to tell you what to do. I can't find it because it's hard to find. They don't want you talking about it. It's being censored in the news everywhere. The only thing I see people talking about is in these little back channel weird websites I don't want to click on. Damn it. Last time I talked about Israel, I clicked on the site. My laptop ain't act right for months. Hell no, I ain't going clicking on them damn sites. I don't actually care if it passed. What I care about, why in the world would your traitor's government try to pass it? I mean, the fact that they wanted to pass it should tell you everything that you need to know. I'm going to play something for you. I want to play something for you. And hopefully this mess will actually go through okay. So anyway, before I do that, before we get into, I'm talking about the U.S.S Liberty a little bit, talk about Angela Davis. We talk about strategy. Strategy. This is today's words, y'all. Can y'all say it? Everybody say it with me. Can y'all say it? Everybody say strategy, right? There are people who like to fight because they like that fight. They were given that fight. And there are people who want to win. There's a difference. Anybody who likes to fight, they'll strap on a jersey and they'll go start to play some checkers. I'm not in the fight because I like to fight. I'm in the fight because I want to win. It's okay if I don't win, but I want to win. I want to win for the next generation. I want to win for the world. But the problem is, we got a lot of angry people who are supposed to be angry. Supposed to be angry, right? Like, think about it like this. Here's an example. Here's an example. KKK, they got a message, and their message should be heard. They got well-given hate. Either we're listening or we're not. The Black Panthers, they got a message. They got a lot of hate, and they got a very well orchestrated and developed hate, and a message that should be heard. Are you listening? The Israelites, the Jews, they got a message. They got some well-developed hate, and they got a message. Are you listening? Or did you just strap on a jersey because you're angry and you just want to fight the other team? There are people who can't see through the anger, and the people who can't see through the hate. Don't be one of them, because you won't be able to have a strategy that's effective, because you've already been born on this monopoly game. You've been given a rook, a pawn, a thimble, or some of the other characters I can't remember because I'm getting old and my brain it forget things some damn times. You're already on the board of Monopoly. You can't beat Milton Bradley rolling the dice, rolling around the game in your costume, in your jersey, with your colors, on your team. You will not beat the system. Why? Because you're playing the game. Where does the hate come from? The system. The system gave Israel its hate, and they're a tiger, right? And what do tigers do? They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They will murder, kill, death, destroy, go for the jugular, and rip apart anybody they can, because they're supposed to. Just like the KKK. Just like the skinheads. Just like the Black Panthers. Just like Black Lives Matter. Just like White Lives Matter. They all got an angry message. But it's all well grounded. A system that gave them that hate. And either we're going to solve the hate or we're going to let them continue to fight. That's why I don't come out here yelling and screaming like Sister Pat and Brother Al, which were not around anymore. You notice that? I mean, I know they're posting, but you see what happens when you pick a team and you fight. An angry fight in a system that's designed to shut you up anytime it wants. You have to play a little smarter than that. You need a strategy. Strategy. And if your strategy is based on the feet you were born in, you're going to lose. If your strategy is based on a group you were given and the family you were born to, you're going to lose. If your strategy is to take on the stadium wearing your Eagles jersey, you're gonna lose. Have you ever seen that? all right. I'm gonna show you something. I'm just gonna lay this out. Have you ever seen anybody go down to the Eagles game, go down to the Cowboys game, go down to the Raiders game, go down to the Oilers game? Are the Oilers still a team? I don't watch your sports, so I don't really know. I don't care nothing about your sport. I don't care nothing about Julius Caesar and your stadiums. And it's okay that you do. I don't. I don't believe in teamism. And I don't want to reinforce in my kids teamism. They're not on a team. They're not on your team. My kids are powerful creatures. I don't know what the hell they are. The last thing they are is Black, American, African, part Irish, part Cherokee. They're just amazing creatures that are here in wave energy just passing through the universe. And I lucked up. Had a child with some genes and that wave energy attached to. And I don't know what they are. I don't know where they've been. I don't know what they know, and I don't know what they're going to become. And I'm not going to let some group label them so they can go roll the dice and roll around, go around the Monopoly board and pick up the fight that's given to them by birth. You know how stupid that is? Dumb. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, y'all say we got this problem with Zionism. The first question is, do the Zionists like Zionism? Do they like the top? Do they agree with the top? Right? So my understanding, Zionism is a political group. Don't ever confuse Zionism with what a Jew is, right? The Jews follow the Torah. The Zionists don't give two damns about the Torah. The Torah says, thou shalt not murder. The Jews not supposed to be murdering. You're not supposed to be stealing either. You're not supposed to be stealing a pen, an apple, some grapes, some olives, or anybody's land. All right? So let's be clear on that. But the Jews were in a tight spot. They had nowhere to live. They had this evil country called Britain. And Britain had some evil rulers, not the British people, but the people at the top. And they promised everybody the promised land. They said, oh, we gonna take a piece of it for us. We're gonna give a piece. The Palestinians can keep a piece to people that live there, and we're gonna give some to the Jews, right? So let's just be clear. The land was promised to a whole bunch of people, and then your religious text tell you to promise some other people. So you got one disputed land, lots of people feel a requirement to take it, but specifically Zionists. Now the first question to the crowd, do all Zionists believe in shooting children in their groins to take the land? That's the first question I'm gonna ask you. Do all Zionists believe in sending out tanks to shoot at people? Do they? That's the first question. Because we need to figure this out. If we go in there, we make a bunch of enemies out of people who actually don't agree with the people who are running things, we're gonna fight a whole bunch of people we're not supposed to be fighting. We're gonna fight a natural enemy. And this is what I was talking about and alluding to yesterday. You go make a whole bunch of problems in communities of people who have no problem with you, you've already lost. It means your struggle is sustainable because your leaders want a sustainable struggle. And the example I go back to is being what people call black. Supposed to fight the white people. Supposed to fight the rednecks. Supposed to, and meanwhile, most of the people you call white, redneck, they don't dislike you. Now they might be, they don't know you, haven't met you. The only thing they see on television, Jerry Springer, people acting like a fool would look like it. That's all they see. Is Jerry Springer still a show? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. So if you go down and you start hating people because you were raised in an ignorant community that told you that they don't like you and you've never met them, you've just now made an enemy with a whole bunch of people who might actually have children that look like you. They might have grandbabies that are part of you. They might have relationships with people just like you, but not, they look like you, but grew up in the South. If you get fooled into believing that all people believe in their labels, that all people are your enemy because of labels, you will lose whatever fight you fight. Why? And the example is, look at the planet, look at the earth. Are you winning? Are you? Look at the planet. How's this team thing working out for you? Is it working out? Well, the dark ages are legal now. Everything that happened in the dark ages happening right now. Legal, public, in the domain. The only difference is back then these things were bad. Raping children was bad. Now, oh, you got priests doing it like you can't even stop them. You got people in the church going along with it. You got entire towns of women being murdered, killed, and sold into sex slavery all over this planet. How's this team thing working out for you? How's this beating Milton Bradley by rolling the dice? How's this going? It's not. It's not. That's why we don't have any other options. Our options are we all gonna die or we all gonna stop playing this team crap. All right. No. I'm done. I'll show you something. I'm done. I finished. I'm not upset. I just process where I'm going with this, right? I don't come on here and say we don't need to be on teams and stop being a bigot, and then we start picking and choosing. Well, we're gonna be bigots against the Zionists, we're gonna be bigots against the Jews, and we're gonna be bigots against this group. Right? No, either you're a bigot or you're not. You're fighting with indifference or you're not. You're fighting with apathy or not. You are playing checkers or you were playing chess? You believe in ending the board game, or you want a sustainable board game? You gotta pick and choose. With me, it's always the same. I am not on your team. Let me explain this. Let me say it one more time. I am not on your team. I am not in your group. I am not, you don't know what the hell I am, and I don't know what the hell I am. Okay? That's how this works. That's how we fix the world. When you pick a team, you got a problem. So that's my question. Somebody asked, what is Zionism? I believe Zionism, if I'm not mistaken, is the political movement where they actually want to take back the promised land, right? They want to take back the promised land. Now, I don't agree with that. I think we all should share. I think we should share land. I don't believe in overpopulation. I think there's more than enough land to go around. Damn it. How, is it Nevada or New Mexico? You know who the landowner is that owns 80% of New Mexico? Do you know who that is? His acronym is a gentleman. His name is Fed. His first name is F. His middle name is E. And the last name is D. He owns 80% of the entire damn state. What does that tell you? What does it tell you? Hopefully it tells you that there's more land than what can go around. We got more than enough land for everybody. But we're stupid. We believe these leaders. You believe in worshiping in them and following them. And that's what gets us into a lot of troubles. All right, that's my thing. That's all I'm saying. My thing is very simple. You don't join any teams. You don't put on any jersey. You're not the thing that you were born as. And the enemy that they tell you is your enemy ain't your enemy till you go talk to them. And then you try to convert as many of that group as you can. When they're standing up in Israel against Netanyahu, you cheer for it. Like, there's a reason you don't see those protests, and they happen a lot. Every now one might slip out on RT. You get behind it and you support it. You're not going to take on Israel because they own your government, okay? They own your politicians. They own both parties, and you're not going to stop them. But from the inside, the people who believe in peace, the people who want to live together, when you talk to people who live in Gaza and Palestine, I don't even see Brother Razag around anymore. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's even still there. But when they tell you all the leaders have sold them out, from the Israel side to the Hamas side to the Palestinian side, and they keep a conflict going. Why? It's a sustainable conflict. They can make a lot of money. And you over here in America, not knowing what's going on, not even looking at your own community and how they play you against other people and give you enemies that were never your enemy, you fall right in. All right. That's what I wanted to say. Now, I'm kind of sure U.S.S. Liberty was one of the horrible, worst events that ever happened in history. I'm going to show you a quick speech by this brother. Not even the whole, not speech. I just want to show a few minutes. I can't show the whole thing. I just show little bits of stuff, and you go out and look at it yourself, and you can figure it out. We don't own a government. We don't have a government. All right. If you live in the United States of America, you don't have a government. You haven't had a government in a long time. Stop pretending like you do. Stop posting like you do. These people aren't on your side. The Democrats aren't coming to save you, and the Republicans neither. They don't give two damns about you. They care about their retirement. Now let's look at what happened to U.S.S. Liberty.
I am the LVA's current president. Our mission statement states that we strive to have the truth told to the American public about the Israeli attack. That is, the attack was brutally deliberate. Personally, I've been to over 45 countries in my life travels, and it does not get any better than the United States for a system of government. Ergo, my love for country and the Liberty incident has opened my eyes. Our Creator gave our founding fathers the grace to create the most humane form of governing and is threatened from within. I have taken an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States, and no one has told me to stand down. It is vitally important that our tripartite form of government remains intact, providing checks and balances. My focus is not only with the Johnson administration and the military, but Congress now, during, and present. I'm not critical towards the American public, as they have been deceived by our government, Israel, and the media, which is influenced and controlled by Israeli supporters. To wit.
Pause for a second. Not against the American people, because they've been deceived. It's the people who are always deceived. They're born in a certain place and they're played. Making them an enemy is stupid. Brother Ernie Gallo gets that.
The laws have been broken or thwarted to maintain our relationship with Israel, and I'll provide you with details as I know them. It is my contention that by investigating the Liberty story, a very sinister historical blight becomes defined. I pray America has the guts to look inwardly and take the right steps to correct not only the liberty injustices, but also become acutely aware of Israelis' actions, past, present, and future, against humanity in Palestine. Did you notice that Paul Pillar, Michael Schreier, and Ray McGovern are all former CIA employees? Well, I spent almost 29 years working with them also. I went from being a Navy spook to becoming a CIA staff officer working for the Office of Communications. Why do you think there are so many former CIA employees so concerned about the Middle East?
Why?
Why are we so passionate about what happens in Palestine?
Why?
I believe it has something to do with love of country. We care. It's part of our culture. As my British friends would say, we bloody well care.
I'm gonna pause there because I'm not gonna let you listen to the whole thing. Apparently, you can't even see it on Facebook. They didn't black me out. Racist book. Can y'all see me on Facebook? Hold on. This is what I was saying. I was trying to tell you before. Your CIA, your FBI, your Homeland Security, they're all full of human beings, all of them. And they love you. They're your neighbors. They're your cousins. They're your brothers. They're sisters. But a lot of them were deceived too. They're not your enemy. The police aren't your enemy. No, Israel is not your enemy, people. Wake up. Stop playing this game. Can y'all see me on Facebook? Oh, you can see me? All right, brother, Dan, you can see me. Some people say you can't see me. They're not your enemy. You got enough CIA coming forward saying, listen, we need to stop this, y'all, because we actually aren't in control here. You got enough in the FBI coming and say, hey, we need to stop this. We're not actually in control of our country. Now, I don't know if it goes back to the 1933 point, but the point is this, is that you have a lot of actual patriots, not fake patriots, not hashtag I'm a fake patriot, hashtag patriots of the flag, hashtag patriots of their birth, but no, patriots of actually humanity. And they're coming forward and saying, y'all, look, y'all need to fix this. Y'all need to fix this CIA thing. Y'all need to fix this country thing because you're not actually in control. I'm going to skip to 4 minutes in where he actually talks about the attack.
I survived the 2-hour Israeli attack on the U.S. Naval Intelligence ship U.S.S. Liberty AGTR-5. On June 8, 1967, during the Arab-Israeli Six-Day War, Israel tried to sink the ship, attempting to murder the crew of 294 Americans. They launched 5 torpedoes, but our captain, William McGonigal, assertively dodged 4 of them. However, the 5th hit us on our starboard side, just forward of the midships, killing 25 of the 34 Americans. We did not sink, but 2/3 of the crew were incapacitated. There were wounded and dying sailors all over the ship. It was literally a bloodbath. It is miraculously we didn't sink, and I'll say more about that later. A little after 2 p.m., 3 Israeli unmarked fighter jets began strafing the ship with 20-millimeter cannon and rockets, killing the young sailors manning the 50-caliber machine guns. The radioman immediately tried to call for help, discovered all U.S. selected frequencies were jammed. The Israelis knew the frequencies we were attempting to use. Nevertheless, the radioman...
I'm going to stop. I'm going to pause for a minute. All right, so... It's hard to listen to if this is the first time you listen to it, but I'm going to tell you, this actually is easy to listen to. Because this is just a quick summary. It doesn't go through the real details, all the gory details. But the first thing I need to be clear, let's clarify. The first thing is Israel did not attack the U.S.S. Liberty. There were people who run the Israel government, not the country, not the people. The people were born there. The people moved there. The people who were always played and deceived by the government, just like in America, who were deceived by their leaders. There are human beings there that have nothing to do with this conflict, but if they can do something like this, they can pull countries of people into conflict. And once the shooting starts, everybody's going to join the team. That's why it's important. The other thing is they jam the frequencies. How do we know the leaders of Israel that ran Israel at the time? How do we know that they know that it was an American ship? They knew the damn frequencies. The spy ships were out there ahead of time. They saw it was American. They saw it was American flag. They ordered the attack. They got the submarines in place. They got the helicopters ready to go. They got the jets, and they attacked, and they tried to do everything to murder everybody on that ship. And I can sit here and yell and scream and say, we hate Israel at the top of the government. But then what did the U.S. government do? Was it LBJ? What did he do? When the soldiers wanted to respond, the Air Force and the Marines wanted to respond, they said no. No. Who were you a little more upset at? Just act, listen, I do get upset sometimes. I'm a little heated a little bit right now. Strategy. Who are you a little more upset at? The U.S. government, who pulled back the response to save their sailors, or the people who run the Israel government at that time? Who should you be a little more upset at? I mean, I know because y'all like to play this game like you're born. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I promise one day. I know they drill it in. But those leaders are supposed to be on your side, and they actually helped another government murder your countrymen. Who should you be dealing with, right? Because you can deal with your own government in America peacefully, right? For the most part, you got all kind of boycotts you can do, and some of y'all say we can vote him out. You know, some people think you can do that. You can protest, you can do all kind of peaceful things. Now, how do people in Israel take down their government? Peacefully. They can protest, they can get in the street, they can fight with the hoses, they can put on some yellow vests, they can do anything they want. And let me ask you a question. Are they more likely to do that knowing that you're doing that in America? Or are they more likely to pick up guns and fight you knowing that you hate them? You keep yelling and screaming about Israel and Jews and Zionists. Strategy, people, strategy. You can't take on Israel from the outside unless you got a whole bunch of bullets, bombs, guns, nukes, and everything else. No, and nor can they take on you. That's why terrorists are fighting all over this planet. They call them terrorists. They're just poor people. Why? Because their only options are to fight. Their only options are violence. If you live in the state that they exist, you can take them on in various ways, very creative, civil dissonance, disobedience. If you don't believe in the leaders, they actually don't exist. They're fantasy anyway, just like your money and your monetary systems. Strategy. This is chess. It's not checkers. It's chess. But you got to know who's playing you. You got to know who's on your side. You got to know not to have leaders. You see what I'm saying? Is anybody feeling this? I'm confused. Because sometimes I feel like people don't get it. They don't get it. If you have your leash and they put that leash on you when you're born, hey, the little baby's fun, little baby, so cute. What is this little tag? American, Christian, Jewish, Israel. And they put that leash on their little tag. I'm gonna call it Gerard. And you attach that leash, and you put the leash on you. Okay, got the leash. And they just take you around town. Oh, just show you. Oh, well, wait a minute. You're not supposed to like that dog. That's Israel dog. You're not supposed to like that dog. That's the black dog. Oh, no, you're not supposed to like the immigrant dog. Oh, no, you're not supposed to like that dog. Because that dog, that's the redneck dog. You're not supposed to like, come on, leave me in. Just parading you around. You just got your tail wagging, just going on. Oh, this is what I am. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're playing... Like the Americans with their babies at the mall. You know they stop. Why y'all do that? Stop. Please don't put the babies on the leashes no more. You put your babies on leashes just like your government put you on leashes, your leaders put you on leashes. If you are playing the leash game, if you're playing the dog tag game, the human tag game, if you got a team, you've already lost. Because the whole game is designed for the human race to lose by giving them tags. All right. I don't know if y'all got quiet. Y'all okay? Everybody okay? Everybody butt hurt? Anything? I'm not trying to get anybody upset. I'm just making a point here. Have a strategy. Don't fall in. Because you know why? You know what I would do? If I were Netanyahu, what they call him, BB? If I was a BB, you know what I would do? I would make you hate Israel. The people. All the people in there. I'd make sure that you don't like Jews. I would start websites, anti-Israel I would start anti-Zionist websites and anti-Israel. I would do everything I could to get your stupid behind, not stupid. It's just strategy, logistics, strategy, trying to figure out how to fight. That's all. We just trying to figure out how to use your fisticuffs, you know, and not fight with no arms. I would develop websites that were anti-Israel. Why? Because my name is Bibi Netanyahu and I want to hide in millions of people. I need soldiers. I need IDF troops. I need people who will respond to your hate and fight back to protect me. That's what I would do. But a strategy. He's got a strategy. That brother got a strategy. Do you? Do you? Or are you just yelling and screaming, hate Israel, hate Zionists? Because they already got you checked with that anti-Semitism stuff. You start saying anything, they will shut you down. But you start converting people. You start helping the rabbis who are actually teaching from the Torah and explaining that the Jews can't have nothing to do with Zionism. Pulling people who establish themselves as Zionists, getting them to take their leashes off, getting them to take their labels off. It can end quickly with the right numbers. We continue to fight like this, we already lost. That's why I sit back. I know a lot of my friends probably upset right now. They're like, just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. I know. We have to be fair. We have to be fair across the board. If we're saying we're just human beings, then we got to act like it, y'all. If we're saying that if kids are born in the ghetto, they're supposed to have the anger and the hate and fight with the police because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to join gangs because we showed them hate. Then we got to be honest with that. If we want to be honest and say kids born in the poor parts of white America, whether it's trailer parks or rural areas, and they grow up with hate and see what everybody else has, they ain't got a damn thing. And they join the white nationalists. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to do it because the world showed them nothing but hate. And by the same token, if you're a child born in Israel and all you're told is everybody hates you all over the world, you go online and you see how everybody hates Israel, and you see Lori and Mary and Daniel. I'll put y'all on the spot for a minute. Just give me a minute. You see Michael and Gaye and Helen and Citizen Deb and everybody just post how we hate Israel. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to grow up and say, you know what, I don't like my government? Are you going to grow up and say, you know what, I hate them too? I'm going to go to school and believe all the comic books about how all Arabs are wild and untamed and all that racist crap that they teach the kids in school. But if you're a kid and you look at somebody posting, pick on somebody, who we got? If you look at Maria post, Maria just came, everybody say, hey, Maria. If you look at Maria's post and you look at Glenn's post and you look at who else just post something, Nick, and y'all look at it, they're like, wait a minute, you're telling me I'm supposed to hate Americans, I'm supposed to hate the Arabs, but why are the Arabs talking about they love me? Why the Americans, why they talk about, yeah, it's just my government, it's that they don't hate me, they don't hate Israel, and they don't hate Jews, and they don't even hate Zionism. They think that the Zionists should have a place to live, that they shouldn't rob and steal that place. They just don't like Netanyahu. They just don't like violence. They just don't like the IDF targeting groins of children. They don't like the IDF targeting arms and legs. Don't make me go to the sisters, who was that? Who went to Israel? Journalist for Telesur. Fine sister. What's her name? Abby Martin. Don't let me post her video. I'll post the link. You can watch it and listen to the kids in Israel responding to the hate that we portray because we're responding to the hate that Netanyahu and these people roll out. You want to help the children in Gaza? Get a strategy. You want to help the children in Palestine? Get a strategy. You want to help any of the poor kids around this world that are born into this planet? You want to do it quick, or do you just like to fight? Right? Do you want to win, or do you just like to fight? A lot of people just like to fight. They just like the game. They just want to put on their jersey. They want to get their beer because the team is playing, and they want to get out there and get their hate together. Get ready. The Cowboys going to fight the Indians, and they want to get out there. Cowboys, Indians, and just get the going. Or do you actually want to fix the planet for the people who were born in places and treated ways that they should never have been? All right, I'm playing some more of this. We need a strategy, and hate Israel is not a strategy. Hate is never a strategy.
We finally got through to the Sixth Fleet. No help was forthcoming that day as the Sixth Fleet had White House orders not to launch aircraft to come to our aid. Next came two fighter bombers that dropped napalm canisters on each side of the ship. Even though they were being shot at, the Liberty crew eventually put out the fires. After a brief lull, 3 torpedo boats arrived, strafing the ship with their 40mm cannon and 50mm machine guns. Then they proceeded to drop their torpedoes in the water. one finally did find its mark. Our skipper passed a command to prepare to abandon ship. 3 inflatable life rafts that remained seaworthy were dropped over the side and were machine gunned by the motor torpedo boats. Our life vests were now our only hope for survival, and the more seriously wounded would never survive. However, the engine room was able to bring the boilers back to life, and the Liberty had power. In addition, damage control indicated that the ship stopped taking on water, and the ship came to a 9-degree list to starboard. So our captain wisely decided not to abandon ship. About that time, Israeli helicopters hovered near the ship, and repel boarders were ordered. However, for whatever reason, their attack was called off and all hostilities ceased. I personally risked going topside to ascertain what was happening and saw 2 Israeli helicopters carrying armed Marines. The U.S.S Liberty is currently the most decorated U.S. Navy ship for a single engagement. There were 208 Purple Hearts given alone. The military does not award Purple Hearts, Medal of Honor, Navy Crosses, Silver or Bronze Stars for mere accidents. But that is exactly what the Johnson administration attempted to call it initially. In order to secure the Jewish vote for upcoming elections, they could not have Israel taken to task. This was a major historical event. Any other time, their action would have been an act of war. The event had to be buried quickly, quietly, and without fanfare. Therefore, a couple of actions were taken immediately. The Navy told the Liberty survivors never to talk about the attack to anyone, including our families, or face a $10,000 fine or 10 years imprisonment. With a cold and matter-of-fact authoritarian counsel, they meant business. The Navy would handle the press. In other words, the crew was given a gag order. At the same time, the crew had to be made to feel that everything was okay and being done by the book. So the brave were honored and appropriate medals issued. Everything appeared to be on the up and up. To legally prevent us from future actions, the Navy Court of Inquiry had to come to the conclusion that the sailors did their job to defend the ship, and therefore there could be no court-martial's delay burying the story. The attack had to be declared accidental. It was a masterful job, and the Johnson administration pulled it off. So the White House ordered the court to come to that conclusion, as indicated by the Navy lawyer of the court, Captain Ward Boston, deceased. Before he died, he gave us a sworn affidavit stating that Admiral Kidd and others deliberately ignored the crew's testimony and falsified the evidence. He was also videotaped giving details for this affidavit. In private conversations between Boston and Kidd, they knew the attack was deliberate and stated in the affidavit. They were good Navy officers and kept their secret until 2003.
I'm not going to play anymore. You can watch the rest of it. I was kind of setting up the case. If you want to do the research, you have to go back and watch the rest of it. If you don't believe, watch the whole thing. You should watch the whole thing anyway. Why? Because when people die, you should give a damn. Stop believing. Stop believing. The board game is the problem. And the problem is, or our problem, is we keep fighting the other chess pieces on the board game. And we need to fight the actual game. The whole game falls when you stop believing. The whole thing. All right, I'm going to go look at the comments, see who's mad at me. I know people yelling and mad. No, but Facebook ain't mad no more. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I see Steven. Y'all see that and fix my comments over here. Look, I got a point because it's backwards. It's like this. No, it's over there. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all see the Facebook comments back, right? That's what I'm saying. We got friends. We got friends in high places, people. We do. But we get lost and we just don't know how to fight. Don't ever bring a jersey to an earth fight. Don't bring your dog tags and your leashes to a fight for the planet and human life. Don't ever bring bigotry to a species fight. Y'all, we are fighting for life and existence. We aren't fighting for some civil rights and some little political crap, political parties and that nonsense. We are literally fighting for our existence on this damn planet. Before this planet shakes us off like the cancerous virus, we are destroying everything. That's why I don't believe in the little fights. Y'all stepping up to the big stuff. Actually, you know what? I take it back. Facebook comments they're not working. It's Brother Steven. Brother Steven, I don't know why they like you, brother. You all over there. I don't know what all of that is, but, you know, maybe, hey. Maybe Brother Steven is CIA, because this is how this stuff starts. They start, oh, he's CIA. Why is his comments up there, not mine? Stop believing in the system, y'all. Stop believing in the system. Stop. Stop. Let it go. The whole thing has to come down. We can build something so much better. All right, let me see. Not enraged, we're outraged. Yes, and we should be outraged, Christine, and take that outrage and apply it against the machine. Apply it against the system. Like, look at Angela Davis, right? They pulled that award back from her. They gave her the, I forgot what the name of the award was. They gave it for had to do with civil rights. They gave her the award and they pulled it back because her position on Palestine. Why'd they pull it back? Why'd they pull it back? Because all the leaders, they work, they work for them. They write their paychecks. They may not even like Netanyahu. They may not even like the people at the top, but they write their checks. And as long as they write the checks, what is it, 26 states have some sort of legislation in the state where workers for the state got to like pledge allegiance to Israel, something crazy like that I was listening to. Things are jacked up, y'all. We can fix them. We can fix them, but you got to put your bigotry away. You got to put your birth bigotry away. That's all I'm saying. That's so sad. It is sad, Anna, but it's also amazing because now we can actually talk about it. We have an internet. We have these live things where we can talk about truthful things. And we now have the history and we know that our government has always sold us out. We know we got the whistleblowers. We know from the CIA to everybody else that they're all corrupt bastards. We know that the Democrats, the D stand for the demon party. I don't know what the R stand for. Ain't nothing good, you know, but it don't stand for me. It might stand for you. I know you still believe. I don't believe. I don't believe. I don't believe in violence and force and murdering people. I think that we've evolved past that a long time ago, but some people still believe in violence. They believe in killing people and stealing what they have. Don't be enraged, be engaged, Brother Gown says. Yes, be engaged. You need to, that's why they come after the BDS movement. That's why they don't want you not buying. They don't want you not buying. That's how the thing props up. Hold our bosses accountable. Exactly, Jack. Hold the bosses accountable and then don't call them bosses no more. If you hold the bosses accountable, won't be no boss. Don't be no boss man. We don't need no boss men. We don't need no boss women neither. Let me see. Anthony Sutton's books are very revealing. Thank you, Guyan. We are an alternative information network. We are Citizen Dev until we're nitrates and they shove us in the ground and kill us all with 5G and use us to grow their tomatoes. That's what we'll be later. But for right now, we are an alternative information network. Network a hive mind. We don't tell each other what to think. Just everybody provides information. You figure it out yourself. Helen says she doesn't believe. Thank you, Helen. I don't believe either. I don't believe. I just don't believe it no more. They say something, I don't believe it. I don't, because I know how the game is played. The game is played to get me to strap on a leash and a collar, and I don't need a leash and a collar. I'm a wild creature, Helen, running through the forest in the jungle. I just don't believe it anymore. I'm just done. Labels to divide humanity. Exactly, but Mark, exactly. And that's how they divide us. They give you a label and they begin to farm you. And people are okay with it. They just start mooing and they're farmed all over this planet. And I don't believe in my label and I don't believe in your label. And then we're not controllable. It actually is that easy. Just don't believe in the label. Don't put on the collar. Take your dog tag. I'll look at your dog tag. What does it say? Oh, this is what I am. Okay. And just take your collar. Now keep the flea collar on. Got to keep the flea collar on, but take the other collar off. Take the label tag, throw that crap away. You don't need it. And the registration collar too, take that off. Because the registration is a little different from the name and who you are and where you take that off too, take the registration. Because you don't need to be registered. You're actually a human being. You're a creature on the planet Earth. You don't need a registration. You don't need to be registered to a state or a township. You don't need to be registered to a nation. Hell yeah, I was born in America and I love my neighbors. I love everybody in America. Everybody in North America. But as far as a label, I'm registered to the United States. I might have a social security number. I don't believe in y'all. I don't believe in y'all because y'all don't believe in me. Y'all don't believe, they don't believe in me. They don't believe I'm wave energy. They don't believe anything in me. They'll kill me, murder me, throw me in a prison. The minute I say something that's just too far out of line, they'll deal with it, right? So they don't believe in me. They don't believe I have rights for anything. They don't believe in the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, or none of that. So why in the world would I believe in them? I don't believe. I'm just done. Those tell folks who you are when you're found dead. Exactly, Rebecca. That's it. Oh, we got him. Yeah, we got him. Who's this? Who's Daniel Santiago? Okay, what is he? He is this race, and he's this color, and he's this religion. Okay, one off the chart, buddy. It's all about control. It's all about control. I love that name, Netanyahu. I don't like the name, Lori, at all. Let me see. On fire, a soldier right here, brother. Believe that. Peace and love. Right, Daniel, that's how you do it. It's all about peace and love, people. If you want peace and love for the future generation, you got to deploy it now. You got to deploy it now. You can't deploy hate and expect to get some peace. You're going to deploy hate and violence and force, and you expect to get some peace and love out of it? How stupid does that sound? You're going to go fight hate with hate. You're going to go fight violence with violence, and you think you're going to get something good out of it for the next generation? No. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. If that's how you're fighting, that's how you're going to have to keep fighting. That's how your kids are going to have to fight. And to me, I just think that's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. I think that we can build a better world anytime we want to. I changed the comments right there and messed up. Facebook don't want my comments to show. That's okay. I'm all right with that. He needs mindless minions. Yes, Mary, exactly. He needs mindless minions. And Netanyahu will get all the minions he wants. All he's got to do is get everybody yelling and screaming against Israel. Say, oh, it's anti-Semitism. They're coming for it. And they'll tribe up against you. And they got nuclear weapons. They got F-16s. They got drones. They got everything. And you know who pays the price when we get ignorant like that? The kids in Gaza. West Bank. That's who pays the ultimate price, because they're the ones who are paying the hardest price right now. So while we sit here and we play these hate games, they win. If you don't believe they own all our land, you're anti-Semitic in their view. If you don't believe they own all the land, you're anti-Semitic in their view. Yeah, well, they love that word, Lori. They'll throw that word anywhere they can, because he needs a buffer zone. He needs a lot of people to protect him. He needs a lot of people who actually don't believe in violence, because most people on this planet don't. He needs them to get his back. And they stop getting his back when they realize that he's wrong. That's how you take him down. That's how you help the kids in Gaza. That's how you help the kids in Palestine, is you help people who are taking Netanyahu out and put somebody in who's sentient. Somebody in who actually wants peace. Somebody who's not using hate and violence to make more hate and violence to protect himself, but somebody who actually wants the people to go back to living together how they always have been. I say hate what Israel is doing, hate what we are supporting. It is in so many ways. Call attention however you feel affected. Exactly, Galen, and that's it. It's hate the action, not the people. And that, I mean, we could even, yeah, right, I agree. We can go that far. Don't even hate Netanyahu. Netanyahu is actually the murdery bastard he's supposed to be. He's just not supposed to have power. And the only reason he has power is because we attack a group of people around him. We attack an entire nation around him instead of targeting him. And what he does. Absolutely. Where we at? Let me see. Anybody mad at me? Y'all mad at me today? I don't see nobody mad at me. I think y'all be people don't get mad, I guess. They don't say nothing, nobody. They just, y'all scare them away. Y'all just scare them away. I don't see nobody disagreeing. I'm just disagreeing. We're gotta fight the Jewish, gotta fight the Zion. Where y'all at? I don't see. Cause y'all yelling, screaming every day. I don't always jump in the post, but I watch what people post. And I'm just like, y'all, we need to change how we talk. Change how we talk, because we're actually making a lot of enemies in places where we don't need to make enemies. All right. He was sleeping with his Mossad agent mistress. Oh, yeah, but they don't like him, guy in over there. They know he's a killer, murdery, killing bastard that doesn't believe anything in the Torah. He doesn't read his Torah, just like the American politicians and conservatives, they don't read their Bible. Same damn thing. It's just psychopaths who take control over groups, and they build buffers around them, and we don't see that they're playing that game on us. Yes, LBJ had a married Mossad agent mistress. Oh, Guyan. Oh, he did. Okay. Well, I think all American presidents are sellouts. I think that they don't really have even much of a choice, and I don't think they believe the things they believe. I just think they like power, and they get ascended to power because they say things. They're the ones who say things that we believe the most. They can get the greatest following. And that they end up being president. But I think presidents are more selected than elected anyway. All right, where are we at? Are we good? Let me see. Actually, you're what? Are you actually defending BB? Ellen? No. But I'm saying BB is who he's supposed to be. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not defending Trump. I'm saying Trump is who he's supposed to be. And I'm not defending Obama. I'm saying he is who he's supposed to be. And I'm saying that if you were born him, you would be him. The problem isn't him. The problem is the system that allows him to exist. And when we actually take on the system, then you can't have a Netanyahu. Like, what's the point of going after Netanyahu and putting another one in? What's the point of taking out BB and CC jumping in? And then we get rid of CC and Didi and we get rid of Didi and then EE jump in. Like, that's what happens in America. We throw out one president, put another one in, does the same thing. Throw out another president, put another one, does the same thing. Throw out the Congress, put in another, Congress does the same thing. Throw out that Senate, put another Senate in, they do the same thing. So the whole point is, it's not about defending them. It's about understanding that they are who they're supposed to be. Israel is a damn tiger. And they kill everybody around them. Not Israel, but the people who live through that, right? We know it passes down through epigenetics and cellular memory. You know, when your people are being oppressed and you're fighting and you're going through the crap that you are going to be highly offended at every damn thing. You're going to flip out and shoot anything that moves. And understanding the environment that makes these people, understanding the system, understanding that we are on a monopoly board game. And we shouldn't be. The game shouldn't exist anymore. We should have evolved past violence. We should know how all of this works by now. That's what I'm saying. I don't defend anybody. I'm just saying, understand the game. That's all I'm saying. Understand the game. And if you don't understand, people think we got a government. No, you don't have a government. No, you are a captive. You got a leash. That's what you got. And you keep prancing around. Democrats, come on, Democrats, let's go. And they get the leashes. And they just wagging their tail. Who we gonna vote for? We're blue. You know, and the Republicans, they get their leash and pull them that way. Republicans, yes! We believe in the Republic. And the leader pulling the leash don't believe nothing. They had nothing to do no damn Republic. Because we believe in those labels. That's why I just laugh. I sit back half the time, we just gonna die. 5G rolling up. We said we gonna die. Chemtrail just spraying everywhere. Poisoning all the food. It's like, we ain't gonna make it. I just sit back, I laugh like, yo, damn, how much time I got? Oh, Lord. We gonna die. I still look at the post, oh, Bernie gonna save us. I'm like, oh, Lord, we all gonna die. Oprah gonna say, oh, Lord. Ted Cruz gonna come say, I'm like, oh, we just gonna die. But I'm enjoying my life while I'm here. I'm enjoying my life while I'm here. I don't let nothing get me upset. I don't let anything. World is the way it's supposed to be. I believe the universe goes the way it's supposed to. Always goes the way it's supposed to. Anyway, Gerard, I gotta get going. Love y'all to death. Y'all have a great day. I'm out of here. Good talk, good talk. Scream at me while I go.